What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay, and I'm back with another fragrance video, man. Been on hiatus for a minute, man. I was actually moving, man. So I'm actually finally done with the project that I was actually doing as far as the house is concerned. So my situation is way more stable right now. So this will be the setup going forward. Might tweak it, set it up differently in a little bit, but I wanted to get some content out there today. If you saw the thumbnail, you already know the drill. My favorite videos to make, and that is discovery. In these videos, I'm actually sampling fragrances for the first time, and truthfully, this is basically where I find fragrances to add to my list. I know y'all love the list in this space, but for me in particular, man, I basically am not going out to department stores in order to find these fragrances. I feel like a lot of department stores aren't going to have like the whole line or just carry all these fragrances anyway. So I basically order a lot of samples, man, and then when I get to them as far as actually sampling them. But I actually like to do it live on camera. It's just something I truly enjoy doing. I actually enjoy doing this more than actually making the list videos, but the list videos actually get a lot more traction, right? A lot more views. So if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your second time here or more, hit the like button. All right, how I run these discovery videos, man. I've actually already sprayed the 3 fragrances I'll actually be talking about today already. They've been drying down for maybe 30, 35, 40 minutes. I'm gonna spray it, initially on a test strip, kind of give you a little bit of feedback, compare it to the dry down, and then just give you my opinion on it, respectively. Okay, wasting no time, and we slide over to the house of Carolina Herrera, and this is out of the Confidential collection, okay? And this is Mystery Tobacco, man. I've been barreling through this collection. I'm probably about 4 or 5 of these fragrances in right now, and truthfully, this whole line has been slapping. So if you haven't actually checked out that line, I definitely highly influence you to at least sample. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't just tell y'all to go out and blind buy bottles. This is why I actually make these videos, but this line is not disappointed so far, so I'm not expecting anything less from this. Again, Mystery Tobacco. As you can tell from verbiage, definitely probably tobacco heavy, okay? So sweeter off top, sweeter tobacco off top. I have read that this is similar to a red tobacco from Herrera or Perfume de Marley Carlisle, which Carlisle is something I hold dear to my heart. That's actually almost a holy grail to me. Very dope tobacco for a fragrance. I'm not going to even play with y'all today. We're going straight to the notes. Osmanthus, ginger, citruses, artemisia, tobacco, the patchouli, guaiac wood, vetiver, and tonka bean, okay? This actually off top smells, it's definitely sweeter than both of the aforementioned fragrances, okay? I'm just gonna kick red tobacco out. I never even got to the dry down on that one because the initial was just so crazy. But Carlisle, I love. This is just a little bit sweeter off the top, but this is actually pretty good so far. And again, this is just an initial. It's not a full breakdown. I haven't wore this. This is clearly a test strip. It's better off the skin. So far, if this stays anywhere around this is almost getting close to, maybe a toss-up between this and Carlisle. It's something about Carlisle that's a little bit darker that I like. This is a little bit sweeter, but this is still actually good and non-offensive. Doesn't come off too, too harsh. So this would actually be damn near a toss-up. If they were side by side, as far as, now you're getting into price point, and, just some really small nuances in between. But I like this so far, okay? So I'm gonna get over to the dry down in a minute and tell you how I really feel. Okay, dry down in hand. This is actually really good. So, all of this is really just subjective. Again, I'm gonna throw red tobacco out the window. It was already not even a part of my collection. I don't own it. Some people say that the dry down is really good with that one. Never even got there. But this I like so far. What I can tell you in regards to comparing to Carlisle, there's a little bit more like sweetness in here as far as it smells like cherry. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting in regards to the sweetness here, but something about Carlisle, it's almost a little bit more spicy. This is definitely smoother, but Carlisle, there's something about it just as, I just like it a little bit more. But I would be honest, I would actually still wear this. If there were no Carlisle, I would wear this, but I could see why some individuals would go with this one over Carlisle due to the sweetness and the fact that it's a little bit smoother. Okay, so this is actually an amazing fragrance. Again, I told you this confidential line from Carolina Herrera has not been missing. This will make individuals very, very happy, but you know, there's individuals in all groups. People love that red tobacco from Mancera, so definitely get a sample of that and check that one out. People love Carlisle from, you know, Perfumes of Marley, and I know that for sure people will actually like this one. I think it's going to come down to personal preference and almost price point, because for this one, it is getting up there as far as price point. But you know, on my channel, I always tell you, you need to gray market it. You need to definitely hit this one on discounters. I'm not paying full price for anything if I can avoid it. So this is definitely a win for me, 100%. But because I actually already have Carlisle, and I don't really like redundancy, I probably won't be purchasing this one. Maybe if they, you know, discontinue Carlisle or something like that, this one might go into the collection. But this one is very, very good for tobacco lovers that are interested in something that's a little bit sweeter. This is one you definitely need to get your nose on, from the House of Carolina Herrera. This is mystery tobacco, man. This is actually a win. It just will be a little bit redundant for my collection. All right, sliding over to the House of the Spirit of Dubai. First time ever smelling anything from this house, and this is, I want to get this right, it's Ajyal, Ajyal, okay? Heard a lot of good things about this one. This has got to be the biggest note list that I've ever actually encountered on the fragrance. Let me know in the comments if y'all actually have encountered a list of notes. It is definitely going over like 50. Okay, but right here, definitely a freshie. Seems a little complex. I think there's a price tag associated with this one. I do like this one so far. The freshies go a long way, especially in my climate, where I'm out here in the South. Interesting. All right, I'm not gonna play with y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a few. C notes, grapefruit, rain notes, mint, bergamot, plum, pear, lime, loke home, don't even know what that is, amberwood, lavender, cherry blossom, jasmine, carnation, lily of the valley, sandalwood, orchid, liang liang, amber, brown sugar, white musk, vanilla, cedarwood, tonka, and patchouli. Okay, I heard this one actually is powerful and really shines in the dry down. Right now, this is just, I'm not gonna lie to you, it seems like a citrusy floral freshie. That's probably really oversimplifying this fragrance, especially for the price point. Again, all of this is obviously subjective. Like I said, I've heard that the dry down is really where it's at, but right now I like this. It didn't light up the room when I sprayed it, but I do. I'm only saying that because I heard this one is kind of powerful. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of sprays for this one. So there's some stuff that I've sprayed initially. I'm like, oh wow, this really filled up the room. I didn't feel like that. So this might be a little bit lighter, and that's actually okay. So super pleasant. This is non-offensive. If I'm smelling this correctly right now, this is actually non-offensive, but I do like it. You're getting into, I don't want to say like hotel smells, but you know, some of those super pleasant fragrances that you smell when you come into some of these like high-end hotels. This could be where this is actually leaning. I can't say this smells like anything I have in my current collection, and my collection is vast, so I like it so far. Let me get to the dry down. Yo, not going to front at all. This Ajyal, if that's how you pronounce it, from the Spirit of Dubai, this dry down, this is really, really good. I don't have anything in my collection that smells like this. This is almost a somewhat of a spicy, floral, fruity, freshy that they say actually lasts a very long time. I cannot comment on that so far. And honestly, it hasn't really filled up the room like that, but you know, there's been a lot going on. So again, this is just a initial reaction to this, and it's basically again on the tester strip. But right now, this is something that I would 100% add to my collection because it is not redundant to me, and I got a gang of freshies. Okay, so you name it, I got it. Whoever other influencers you watching as far as freshies for warm weather, which I feel like this is appropriate for. But I will say this is actually good for the fall as well. If this can cut through the cold weather, this would actually be dope for the the season that we're in right now. I just can't tell. Maybe it's my nose. Could be a little congested. Don't know for sure. But I don't know if this is really cutting through the cold air. But this is one I can tell you right now. From the initial, it was actually okay. It was like, I couldn't really tell. But right now in the dry down, I'm adding this one to my collection. So this is actually a win. This is what I do it for. I got 3 fragrances to get through, and this is the second one. And obviously, at this point, I've already picked one that I'm definitely going to buy a full bottle of from the House of Spirit of Dubai. This is Ajyal. This is one you gotta get through the initial. But if you're interested in something that is basically kind of sweet, a little bit of floral, and a little bit of spice, but is somewhat powerful and unique from other freshies. This is not a blue fragrance, okay? I need to put that out there. This is not a blue fragrance, but it's not a rose-based fragrance either. I know people shy away from it. It's not either one of those. So it's going its own direction, and I like that. And y'all know I don't like redundancy. If you follow my channel, check out Spirit of Dubai, Ajyal, man. This is actually a win, man. All day long. Sliding over to the House of Mind Games, man. Definitely last but not least, this house has never disappointed me. So I gotta keep it a buck with y'all, okay? I've said in a few videos I was actually gonna buy a few of these fragrances. I haven't actually pulled the trigger yet. Full transparency, okay? So I actually love, whether it be Gambit or Ajyal or even, Lionara. I actually love these fragrances, but I didn't jump out the window yet. But we'll see what happens with this one as of today. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all because I said I was gonna do it, but I haven't done it yet. But today we're talking about Sissa. Hopefully I get it right. Again, nothing that they've produced has been anything that's turned me off at all. So I assume nothing less from this house, right? So let's check it out. This has been compared to Commodities Milk, which I liked milk, but milk just wasn't really a projector. There's a time and a place for that, but I wasn't really in the mood for it at the time. But we'll see what's going on here. Just off top, this is unisex. It's not like just ultra masculine, so I can tell you that right now. I'm getting straight into the note breakdown, okay? Sesame, coumarin, ambrette, milk, tonka bean, jasmine, Madagascar vanilla, musk, and labdanum. This is actually nice. This is actually smooth. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually sexy. This might be the sexiest fragrance I've smelled from the Mind Games house yet. I have not smelled everything. I know that people love, let me tell you what I smelled. I smelled French Defense. I've smelled Lionara. I've smelled Gambit. I feel like I'm missing one. Ajyal. All of those were nice fragrances. I know some people like, some of the the gourmand type fragrances, the chocolate, French Miss, French Offense, Ajyal. I think it's a cherry note in there. But this one is definitely, this one is giving a very, very sexy vibe. I like this one right here. Wow. Mind games, right? All right, you know what? Let's not play no games. Let me get to the dry down. Okay, man, no lies told, man. Sesame brought me here. Tonka bean brought me here. Musk brought me here. This is a dry down. Okay, I had them both up to my nose. Let me just, pull this one back up. This is actually settled into something very, very beautiful and non-offensive. Mind Games has done it again. Okay, let me just real quick. I know I tend to ramble. The thing with French Defense, it was the chocolate note. I'm not really a huge gourmand guy, so that's what prevented me from buying that one. Gambit is actually dope. Gambit is a really dope freshie. Gambit is not sexy to me. That's a dope everyday, kind of freshie workwear type situation, and it wasn't redundant, but I didn't feel like I just needed it. Lionara was special. Lionara was something I've never actually smelled before. That combination, I forget exactly what was going on with that one, but I liked it, but that one just seemed to be a little bit too feminine for me. Ajyal had that cherry note. Again, we're getting back into gourmand, which not really a super fan of, but I feel like there's people that will love every single one of those fragrances, and how I actually appreciate all of them individually. It did not just work for me and my collection, but this one does. It must be the sesame seed in here. I smelled Tonka before, right? Smelled Musk before, but the way that they remixed this one and did this, I don't know. And I mean, it's gonna take too much for me to go back and look, but I don't know. And hop in the comment section. You let me know what other fragrances that are just, maybe popular, mass appealing, that actually have the note of sesame in them, right? I don't know if I have one. This might be the first one that I have, and I can tell you it's prominent, but it's not overbearing, because it's clearly what you're smelling that's over, that tonka bean and musk, but it's blended to perfection. But something about this is very, very sexy. This will probably be, and I know I said it before, but I mean it this time, this will probably be the first one I buy from the house. Y'all know it's a price tag associated with these Mind Games fragrances, so at the end of the day, you definitely need to sample first. Sample. Again, you already know I've made a preamble about this on this video. These are my favorite videos to do, so definitely don't just jump out the window. Get a sample like I am, right now, and check it out. But this one right here, just like every other one I smell for this house, will not be. This will not disappoint you, okay? You will appreciate the perfumery, but you just may not buy it. But others will probably love it. I'm in that category. From the house of Mind Games, this is Sissa. That's gonna do it for your boy, man. I really appreciate y'all making it to the end of this list. I told you in the beginning how much I like actually making these videos right here. So stay tuned for future videos, because you will see some of these fragrances pop up in those videos. And if you got any benefit out of this content, please do consider liking and subscribing. And you already know, I'm gonna see you in the next video.